our special programme tonight, we take a close look at some of the issues involving animals in the New Forest. Joggers get lippy in a Southampton fun run. And could a Winchester woman win a world record for the world's biggest marshmallow? Good afternoon and welcome to Winchester News Online. I'm Natalie Jaksakova. In our programme tonight, we find out about hundreds of ponies that are being killed on the roads in the New Forest and the measures being put in place to protect them. But first, most families enjoy a walk in nature, getting outside and away from the troubles of everyday life. But for one elderly lady, her walk in the New Forest turned into a tragic ordeal. And now farmers across the region are having to take drastic action to keep people safe. But is it really necessary? Our reporter Emily Wilson investigates.
The New Forest, known for its cows, which are usually friendly. But recently, an 86-year-old woman was almost killed in an unprovoked attack. I spoke to Miss Amelia Borelli, who had to crawl to safety for half an hour after her leg was gored by a cow's horn.
I saw this cow staring at me. I had the impression that it had already been staring at me. It hadn't just lifted up its head to stare at me. And in not a very nice way, punched me to the ground. It was like being hit by a tank, to be honest. It was really hard. And ripped my jeans just above the ankle, ripped them all the way up to mid-thigh and put its horn in. And then, thank God, it left me. The paramedic said, "You're very, very lucky. Your wound, the hole in your leg, is the size of a tennis ball."
The New Forest Commoners Defence Association wrote a letter to over 200 farmers asking them to dehorn their cows. That's following a series of at least 8 serious incidents here in the New Forest. It's hoped that this will make walkers feel safer. But Annie Cooper, a farmer from Lyndhurst, believes it would be like asking national parks to remove teeth and claws from tigers.
It's just another nail in the coffin as far as the commoners are concerned. I have all my animals without horns. I mean, if I've got a breed that has horns, I take them off. And that's purely for animal husbandry reasons.
Hundreds of cows will now have to be dehorned. Director of the Commoners, Tony Hockley, believes the decision was justified.
I wouldn't have written the letter if the commoners that I've spoken to weren't supporting doing this as something that would make people safer. So it has general support, but there have been a few angry people as well.
The public are now being urged to keep well away from the cows. Emily Wilson, Winchester News Online.
Continuing our look at the issues surrounding wildlife in the New Forest, animals around the region are facing dangers on the roads as the nights are getting darker. We sent our reporter Marlon Ayling-Allen to find out more.
The New Forest is seen as one of the most idyllic places to live in the UK, but this year there has already been 123 recorded accidents involving animals on its roads. These donkeys here and ponies over there are allowed to roam freely anywhere in the New Forest. But as you can see, roads like these could pose a danger. Local resident Jean Smith owns some of the donkeys here and says she's concerned for their safety.
When I first put them out, I had one hit within days, literally, which made me question what I was doing, but I've still carried on.
And that's because Jean has successfully campaigned for pinch points on the roads.
Oh right, okay, so if you look up the road here, you can't see them from here, but basically you drive up the road and there's bollards either side, concrete bollards either side, which means that only one car can get through. So if the car's coming this way, this one has to stop. It slows the traffic by design, really, and it has worked.
And the New Forest Park Authority are also active campaigners to make the roads safer.
Every year we put out the hashtag add 3 minutes campaign. And that's, we've kind of worked out, if you do slow down, be careful, it's only adding 3 minutes to your journey. So that's kind of the message we like to get out, is that even if you're in a rush, if you hit a pony at high speed, that's not going to make your journey any quicker. So we just say, add 3 minutes, and then you're safe, the livestock's safe, everyone's happy.
But local residents are now tired of the issue.
It's just constant. Every week in the paper, the local paper, it tells you how many animals have been killed this week. And it tends to go a bit over your head because every week you see it. You come to expect it. It's just, you know, it's so wrong and it's so sad. But because it's constantly happening, it does lose its impetus a bit.
Marlon Ayling-Allen, Winchester News Online.
And now, with the end of the year approaching, it's all hands on deck at vineyards across Hampshire, where workers are harvesting their produce. We sent our reporter Cara Simmons to see the oldest commercial vineyard in England.
You might drink a bit of bubbly at special events such as weddings and birthdays, but at the Hambledon Vineyard, the production of sparkling wine is an all-year-round celebration.
We've just harvested the grapes. Those grapes have been processed in the winery and they're bubbling away in tanks and barrels, making the base wine. We'll be blending those wines together in April, May next year, and those wines will go into the bottle for the second fermentation. Now, after the second fermentation process, the wines then age in the bottle on the dead yeast cells. For us, it's up to about 5 years for our top cuvée. So from grape to glass, it takes anything from 3.5 to 5.5 years per bottle to make.
But the process of harvesting hasn't been that smooth sailing this year.
We are very susceptible to disease here in the UK, so the more rain we have, the more disease pressure, like rots, that we get. So unfortunately our yield was a little lower than we anticipated, but we're still very happy with the quality that we managed to achieve.
Set to become the UK's top sparkling wine producers, this fizzy beverage might now be the pick of the bunch. And with Christmas just around the corner, a glass doesn't sound too bad. Cara Simmons, Winchester News Online.
Now, it may feel like the clocks have only just gone back, but already Christmas seems to be around the corner as Winchester decks the halls after turning on the lights. We sent our reporter Olivia Fraser to step into Christmas and enjoy the festivities.
3, 2, 1! There we go!
The countdown to Christmas has begun, with Winchester kicking off their festive celebrations with the annual Christmas light switch on. Special guests were invited on stage to spread their Christmas cheer.
I'm really excited to be here because this place means so much, and it all starts with this. We're kicking off Christmas here on this November evening.
The high street sparkled as hundreds of people came together to show their support for local charities and acts up on the big stage.
I think Winchester's really good as a community. It comes together well as a community. The acts that we have on stage are all local acts as well.
Among the acts were local dance group Integrate. The Count of Dick Whittington also took to the stage.
And the cat got a rat and he popped it on the mat and it got squashed flat.
You can see obviously how much it means to Winchester, how many people are here, and you know they keep coming every year. So obviously Winchester's a real community, and in a city that's rare.
Parents and their excited children came down to enjoy the rides and hopefully catch a glimpse of Santa and his reindeer.
Merry Christmas!
This year, 3 local heroes are nominated by the public for their hard work in the community to join the stage and help turn on the Christmas lights.
When you listen to some of the stories that the other nominations have got, I basically make people run around outside, and they're raising thousands of pounds for charity. So it's really humbling to be recognised by the people that come from my community. So it's been amazing.
With the Christmas festivities now well underway, in preparation for Christmas, I think it's time we go test drive Santa's sleigh.
Winchester has shown that it truly is the most wonderful time of the year.
There was a hairy theme at a charity run in Southampton at the weekend. People from across the county ran around Southampton Common to take part in a Movember themed event. Cristiano Magalio jogged down to have a look.
Indeed, Captain America as well, everybody!
Mustaches, costumes and running. This Movember, people across the country decided for the 10th year running to do more than just grow a mustache, but also join in with 5k and 10k runs.
Sorry, come on! Yeah, this is the first time that me and my brother have run together.
We're there. Yeah. Nice atmosphere. Everyone's kind of cheering each other on and helping each other out. So yeah, it's really nice.
I've got friends in Australia, friends in South Africa that do the whole kind of Movember thing, and it's really nice to see that that's come over here in the same way.
People rocked major moustaches to take part in this event that aims to raise money for men's health charities. Christiana Magalio, Winchester News Online.
Now in sport, the fourth leg of the Pantini Wessex Cyclocross League was hosted in Winchester over the weekend. Fellow club Venter hosted the stop in the series that spans from September to December. Will Schofield has more.
The cold, muddy Sunday morning didn't deter the participants in the latest leg of the Pantini Wessex Cyclocross League. The race was held at Sparshot College and featured an alternative route to previous events, with more technical sections added to the course, which was voted best on the circuit last year. Cyclocross has been on the rise over the past couple of years, and the sport has gained popularity through the perception of it being safer than road cycling, as well as the communities that put the event on.
We were here on Friday setting up the course, redoing it on Saturday because it was so windy it mostly blew down, and then making final adjustments this morning at about 7 o'clock. It gets more people into the sport, it's safe, there's no cars, you might fall off but it's slippery and muddy, not hard and nasty like tarmac.
Cyclocross is drastically different to road racing, which the UK has excelled at in previous years. Mud, hurdles, gravel and running are incorporated to create fast-paced, exciting action that can all be viewed in a local field. On the day, there had to be one winner.
From Pedalon, Sam Allen.
It's 93 kilograms, but is it enough to break the world record? A woman in Winchester has attempted to make the world's biggest marshmallow. Victoria Dallin reports.
The festive season is getting closer and people are buying sweets and confectionery for their households. And this includes marshmallows. Most people choose regular marshmallows like these. But for Belinda Clark, a baker in Winchester, regular marshmallows just wasn't good enough.
I had the idea to make the world's largest marshmallow, I don't know why. And then one of my friend's sons said, well, why don't you make it in the shape of Pudsey and use them to raise money for children in need. So that's what I ended up doing. But my friend's son lives up in Berkhamsted, so we arranged it with that school. With the help of their executive chef, I made a 93.1 kilogram marshmallow.
Belinda Clark runs a confectionery business based in the city of Winchester. When she's not making world record marshmallows, Belinda is busy making gourmet confectionery.
And we're taking donations and bids. So someone's bid actually £550 for Pudsey so far, and then there's been, I think there'll be a total over £1,000 of money raised, which is really good. So the big one actually, this is a mini one. I'm actually going on BBC Children in Need on Friday, and I'm taking this one down. But this head here is one of the big Pudsey's ears.
To apply for the Guinness World Record, the marshmallow had to weigh more than 50 kilograms. Seeing as it's 93.1, Belinda Clark believes it's enough to break the world record. Victoria Dallin, Winchester News.
That's all from us today. I'm Natalie Jackskova, and thank you for watching.